All right. Figured I would get on and do a stream. It's been a while since I've done one. Been at least 2 or 3 weeks, I think. So, uh, yeah, just figured I would get on and do a stream. So, this is my Topstep X XFA. So this is they're basically I'm funded with them. So I am gonna work on another XFA as well, but yeah, this is the XFA here here with Top Step. I am up just a little tad less than $50 tonight. I went short. I had an order to go short here at about 64.82 and 3/4, and that triggered, and then I came back and it was up $50, so I went ahead and closed that. I should have held till 79, but I didn't. So I went ahead and took the profit there. I like that you only need $150. From you only need $150 there from per day for Top Step. So I really like that about them, and that way I don't have to worry about making a ton of money or risking more than I need to. Sorry, I'm gonna step away for just a moment. I need to use my inhaler, so give me just a second. Okay, that should be better. Sorry about that. So I still am using Apex as well, but I'm gonna end up going for the bigger accounts over there. More than the 50K, because I've got something I've really been working on a lot, and I want to be able to let it run with not having to worry about the trailing drawdown. Pretty much is where I am with it. I need to get a full beta test with what I'm working on, and then but the only way to do, like, I did it here with this one, but I knew this was going to be a short trade. But yeah, I just need to get like a full beta test with a larger account, and that way I can let like one mini go without having to worry about a tight trailing drawdown. So that's just kind of where I am with them. But yeah, I am still using it. I think they're doing 80% off right now still until the 24th, maybe. Yeah, maybe the 23rd, 24th. Let's just see. I can look at their website without logging in. So, well, they have a two-factor authentication now. You have to do that before you can log in. So, they have another 10 days. So yeah, feel free to use my code. It's Blues Trades, and that'll get you the 80% off there for the next 10 days. So that's perfect because then that way I can go ahead and grab another account pretty soon. Probably later this week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday or something. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the bigger account, at least 150K. Let's just see what let's just see what 150K would be. Oh, I think I have to log in if I want to see that. Maybe not. Maybe like I thought it used to be like maybe it is right on their front page. Let's see what 80% off of 150K would be because I don't know what that pricing is on that account. So 397. I think it's gonna be like 160 something. Let's see. 80. What? That can't be right. Yeah, I guess it is. So yeah, about 80 bucks. Not bad for 150K. So yeah, Blues Trades will get you 80% off there at Apex. I think Day Traders is also running an 80% sale. My Funded Futures is running a great one as well. Uh, Take Profit Trader, I think, is still doing the 40% off, no activation fee. Um, Bull and Ox, I don't know if they're still doing a 90. They were doing 91% off. My code Blues Trades will work there at Bull and Ox as well. Um, and then let's see. I don't know if I have an affiliate with my funded futures or not. Or Take Profit Trader. I know I have one at Apex, Bullinox, Day Traders, and I thought I had signed up one at My Funded Futures, but I don't know if I still have it or not. Oh, and then Trade Day is, I think they're still doing 50% off, no activation. Are they doing no activation fee? Yeah, I think no activation fee on them as well. It's hard to keep up with what everybody's doing. I needed to put another level on my chart. Let's see here. So, you guys, if you guys have watched my channel for a while, you know I like color coding systems. Um, and so I've got basically color coding system now. So my major levels I'm looking at would be 6498 and 6437. And then I've got some minor, these are semi major, would be 6482. That's why I went short there just a few minutes ago. And then 6452. And then this is where we opened at 6467. And then I got some minor levels here in yellow. So that's 6475, 6472. That can't be right. 6476, 6472. Um, and then 6462 and 6458. And then I've got a major one here at 6517. And then the other major one would be 6417. But I don't know that, we'll hit those levels. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's probably not out of the realm of possibility this week, just based on the fact that I think the Fed is at Jackson Hole this week. So we could get some headlines. So just keep that in mind. But these would be the major levels: 6517, 6417. I would potentially want to look for reversals in those areas. If we do get there. But I love that Top Step has, you know, like, hey, just hit you know, what, 5 days now of 150. Um, you know, no buffer. I mean, obviously, it's in your best interest to build a buffer before you take a payout. So I don't fault any prop firms that want you to build a buffer before you take a payout, because that's the best way. But with Top Step, you don't necessarily have to. I know, you know, of course, Apex, you need a buffer. Take Profit Trader, you need a buffer. Um, do I? But price action kind of good. Should I learn order flow? I, okay. So here's the thing. The market is set to. Well, I can't really say that. I've just noticed patterns at certain levels. I'll just say it like that. Um, should you use order flow? Should you learn order flow? Um, if you're going to learn order flow, I'm going to tell you who I think you should learn order flow from. And that's this guy named Matt. He has a company called Rocket Scooter. It's a little pricey, but I think his data is well worth it. Um, but I've developed my own system as far as these levels go, and I combine it with the strat. The strat is basically a language for price action. So, do I still think the price action is king? Absolutely. I just think there's some other data sets you should consider. Um, in addition, you know, I don't use indicators. I have never liked indicators. They're lagging. They just tell you what you should have done, right? Um, so that's kind of my take on that. But I think if you can learn price action and order flow and combine those together, then absolutely I think that's the best way to go. Because so these are levels that are going to change every day based upon my system, right? But is it random that all of this occurred at these levels, like, last week? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You have to take your own take on that. Um, I'm not gonna sit here and blow smoke and tell you that I'm the best trader there is and I'm right and you're wrong and all that sort of thing, right? Um, I think I'm a decent trader. Do I think I'm a great trader? No. I have a lot of room for improvement, but I think I'm decent. And I think that I'm a pretty good analyzer of the market. I'm not the best executioner. So there's that. I think everybody has their strengths and weaknesses when it comes to the market, and everybody views the market differently. And everyone has their own way of viewing the market. So if you think that we need to go long at 64.81 and I think we need to go short, we both could be right. It's a matter of how are you going to manage your trade once you're in it. So, and these are just things that I've learned over the years from trading. So, again, um, yeah, I'm just not always the best executioner, and I know that. I know that about myself. So, spooky. Honestly, I'm sticking with free knowledge. There's a ton of books, website explaining order flow. Yeah, I'm sure there are. The strat is free, and I learned the strat for free. Just about everywhere you go to learn the strat is free. There are some paid discords, that you can pay to be a part of, with people using the strat, and they're using it successfully. But in order to learn the strat, you don't need to pay a dime for it. You can find a ton of YouTube videos on it for free. and resources. Because the guy who created it, Rob Smith, designed for it to be free. He wanted to give it away. So when I was first starting and everybody was charging for this and charging for that, and you know, I knew there had to be something to his system because why would you give it away, right? Why wouldn't you charge a whole bunch for it? So I was like, it has to work because why would you give it away if it didn't? And when I'm streaming, I'll give you the levels I've calculated for free. So it's based upon some proprietary information that I've, come up with. What you do with that information is up to you. I can't tell you what to do. This is not a trading service. This is all for entertainment purposes. You know, that's why I have that CFTC warning at the beginning. So, um, but I can just tell you what the levels I'm looking at and the levels I like for tonight and tomorrow, and we'll see what happens at those levels. We can't seem to break through 64.82 right now. I know that. So it looks like 83 was the high. It did ping it up there on this. If I zoom in here on this 15-minute chart on ES, so we did have a two up here. It pinged 83, but we have not broken through that with some conviction just yet. Now, this candle is back inside red, but if we were to go with the strat we'll call a two up and we break 64.83, then I potentially look for 84.50, 85.50 to come. Um, but we are in this mother bar range here. So from here to here would be the fib on this mother bar range here. So we're meaning we're in this big bar, and so until we can break out of here, as Rob would say, where are you going to go from here? So we have to break either the top of 89 or the bottom of 73 to really go anywhere. The fib thing on the mother bar is just something that I kind of came up with, um, because I kind of like fibs too. So I love numbers. I do use math in my everyday life, um, but I've always just been fascinated with numbers, even as a kid. So my mic is too quiet. Okay, cool. I can turn it up. Hang on. I turned it down because I wasn't sure if it was too quiet. Is that better? Is that better? Better? I hope. Okay, good. All right. I'm not sure if it was the mixer or just the volume on the mic. So apologies. I went back to using OBS versus Streamlabs, so it was very interesting. I was trying to use Streamlabs for a while, didn't really have a good grasp on it, but the other problem was I just like my viewership dropped when I was using Streamlabs, and I don't understand that. I don't understand why. I mean, it was really wild. I'd have like zero people watching me live, whereas now I've got like almost 15. So I don't understand what happened with Streamlabs, that it tanked my viewership, which is really odd to me. So this bar here, because I do love to teach guys, I'll try to help teach you the strat as we go. But this bar here that we're currently on ES on the 15-minute is what the strat would call inside, because we did not break the high or low of this previous 15-minute candle. So we're just going to chop around inside here until we break either the high or low of this 15-minute candle. How many years experience? Two with futures and off and on, four with options. But I learned the strat almost 3 years, about 3 years ago. This is a Jack Daniels cup from an event I went to, but it is not Jack Daniels in here. This is water. I really actually do not like Jack Daniels, despite living very close to where they make it. But I don't like Tennessee whiskey actually. I think it's too I mean I have some Jack, got regular Jack, but also some single barrel. Um from a recent tour I took, well, it was probably last year sometime. I met a brother. I didn't know. Well, I knew he existed. I just had never met him before. But so we went to the tour over there. But and I bought some single barrel just as that. But no, I don't like Tennessee whiskey. Actually, I actually if I'm going to drink, which is rare, but if I actually prefer Kentucky bourbon because I think it's smoother. I like a rye bourbon because it's super, super smooth. I like the Bullet bourbon rye. I think it's just really, really smooth. But overall, like I just don't drink it. It's very rare. What do I think about ICT? I like three things from ICT. I like the volume imbalance. I like fair value gaps, and what else is it that I like? Um, Definitely volume imbalance and fair value gaps. Um, I can't think of the other thing right now. I don't use a ton of ICT, but I definitely use those two things. The volume, the fair value gaps combined with the strat is awesome because I'm going to tell you why. So with the strat, when you get a trigger, right? um it may not go on that first trigger. It may trigger and then come back, hit a fair value gap, and then trigger again. So that second push, or sometimes third push, is what makes it go. But probably not until, like, again, it may trigger, come back, test that fair value gap, and then go again. So see, this inside candle here is kind of turning into a hammer, even though it's red. Um, but I we're not at a level that I'm really particularly interested in, so I'm not going to trade this right now. I'm getting much more disciplined and much better at not trading unless it's at one of my levels. But ask me how long it's taken me to get that disciplined. Like a while. I'd be like, oh, but we're doing this on the 15-minute, and then it'd be something like this, right? Like outside candle here, but a doji, so tons of indecision, and then you get another doji, and then you go two up, right? Um, so yeah, but it's just taken me a while for sure to implement all of my processes. You can't see that crypto. I don't trade crypto. No, this is ES Futures. This is live. Well, you're probably seeing it somewhat delayed. But no, this is spooky. This is ES Futures right now. This is the S&P 500 SPX futures market. Most streamers that I know trade NASDAQ. I'm still trying to wrestle that beast. um, I can trade it, but I prefer not to now. Just because I feel like I can read the levels a whole lot better on ES than I can in Q. Which reminds me, I need to look at the previous week's high and low because I always try to draw that on my chart as well. And that's always indicated by an orange mark. Um, why is this not? So you can see we're definitely inside week to start the week. So we are in this candles within this candle here from previous week 6509 down to 6417. No, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Um so 6388 up to 6509. So until we break out of that range, we will more than likely stay inside week. The reason I thought we could have an inside week is because of this long wick they left last week. But again, with some data coming up, if we break 6509, we could easily go two up. We'll just have to see what happens this week. But right now we are inside week and we are inside the wick from last week as well. I normally draw a fib on the wick, but since I already have the fib from just a few minutes ago, which I may just remove, we'll just draw a I'm sure my charts look very strange with all these lines on here. There is a method to the madness, I can promise you. Or at least a method to my madness. I'll say that. That gets orange. That lets me know that that was previous week's high. So yeah, you can, I would encourage you to come up with your own color coding system. The reason I came up with a color coding system was from Sarah Strat Sniper, because she also uses a color coding system to represent highs and lows from previous weeks, days, that sort of thing. So I would just encourage you to come up with your own little color coding system. That way you don't have to actually mark all on your charts. You'll just know what your lines mean, right? So, yeah, I'd encourage you to do that. You're sticking to Forex. Most of my profit because of high impact news plus price action engulfing, etc. Yeah, so the strat actually, uses engulfing candles. That's what an outside candle is on the strat. Um, if you can trade Forex, you can trade at futures, but you also have to trade what you're comfortable with. So I don't fault you for trading Forex. I don't trade Forex because it's not regulated, and that's the only reason. I'm not going through hoops to buy Bitcoin for some offshore broker and yada yada yada. Other thing I don't like about Forex, again, because it isn't regulated, the price you see on something may be different than the price I see because they can manipulate that data. I want to know that the data that I'm seeing is the actual price of the market, not manipulated. So, inside week so far, we'll go down to the daily inside day, back up inside. So, somewhere around 64.85 up to 64.90. I might would put another short area there, but we're not there yet. So, because unless we can get over the body of this um doji hammer here, then but this could have potentially been a TTO, what the strat will call a TTO, there on Friday. And so yeah, so we did have two up red on Friday, but so not surprising that we are back inside green for tonight. um we'll just have to see how all the levels play out. Drop down to about a 4 hour time frame. Inside green, not again, not surprising. We'll drop down to an hour. We are doji on this hour here. Again, we did pop above 82. Um, but last hour was also small doji. And then this hour as well. We did have a strong open. And then we've kind of, two up, but just very small dojis there on those two ups. Saying two up within the strat kind of reminds me. I'm gonna date myself a little bit here, but the in Super Mario Brothers where you would hit the turtle and it would go one up, one up, one up, one up. So you would get extra lives because you were hitting the turtle on the steps. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here. I appreciate you tuning in. Again, the best way to support my channel is to use my coupon code at Apex, and that's Blues Trades. And then that'll also work at Bullinox as well. If you want my code at other firms, just you know, and I do have a day traders account as well. Kind of waiting on them to open their API on Project X, but we'll see. May just, I think I'm like, I don't know. I can log into it and see. I think I'm less than $300 away from passing that day traders account. It's also on Project X. Let's see. Yeah, it's a $25,000 account. Oh, I'm less than $50 away from passing it. So about $45 away from passing that. I got to get it to 26.5. It's at 26.457. I may just go ahead and try to pass that tonight and then get that one out of the way, and go from there. So anyway, all right. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you have a great week, and I'm gonna try to do some streams here throughout the week as well. But yeah, hope you have a great week and take care. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.